Asato ma sadgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityorma amrutangamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. O Lord, please lead us from unreality to the reality, ignorance to the knowledge, and from mortality to the immortality. Om, peace, peace, peace. Dear devotees, we are all discussing a work on devotion, that is Narada's Bhakti Sutras. Narada is a celestial sage. By mere his sadhana, his self-effort, he reached to the state of Devarshi. Devarshi is a state among the Rishis. Now, who is a Rishi? Rishi means he's a scientist, one who searches for truth. Either it can be of empirical knowledge or of spiritual knowledge. So, one who searches for truth, all are called Rishis. So, Albert Einstein, Isaac Newton, Thomas Alva Edison are the Rishis for us? Then yes, they are also Rishis. They are Rishis, they were after empirical knowledge. And after Rishi, they are called Maharshi. Maharishi means great sage. Rishi can be said sage, scientist, and great scientist, great sage, Maharshi. Then after Maharshi, it is called Rajarshi. Rajarshi means one who may be a king, but at the same time is a sage-like. He is a king, at the same time is not detached. I mean, he is not attached to the kingdom or to the power, position for enjoyments, pleasures. He is fully detached person. Rajarshi. There are so many in Indian mythology. We come across many people who are Rajarshis. One was King Janaka, who is the father of the Mother Sita Devi. Then it is called Devarshi, the next stage. Devarshi is a celestial sage, where by his mere desire, wish, he can go in any part of the globe, either in the earth or in the above worlds or below worlds. Then the last state is called Brahmarshi. Brahmarshi is the sage, one who has realized, who am I? And he has got a lot of spiritual powers. He is an embodiment of accumulated spiritual powers. He is called Brahmarshi. Now, this Narada was Devarshi, celestial sage. By his mere self-effort, devotion to Lord, he attained to that state called Devarshi, the state of Devarshi, celestial stage. He has given what is devotion and how to attain devotion and what are the traits of devotion and the devotee through his aphorisms, through the sutras. So few sutras we were discussed. Then the 7th sutra we were discussing, 7th aphorism. Sa na kamayamana nirodha rupatva. Means the devotee who is really established in the devotion or in the supreme love that is towards God, he doesn't need anything. Means he doesn't crave for anything. Of course, we need food for the physical existence, survival, no doubt. The devotee then, he doesn't crave for food or he doesn't require food. He requires food for his physical existence, but he doesn't crave for food. For an example, since I come from India, and especially from southern part of India, I may prefer delicacies. I may relinquish the delicacies which come from South India, say particularly. Or a person who is from Ireland, again for him soup or a bread sandwich, toast or meat or whatever, he may relinquish. And from the country or from the culture where we have come, so that particular delicacies we enjoy, we relinquish and we crave for it, we desire for it. But whereas the devotee, just he has to eat something for his survival of the body, he eats, he doesn't crave for particular food or particular taste or for any other desires. We mean, na kamayamana and nirodha rupatvat. And he has got absolute control over his mind and his control over senses. So one who has to establish in the path of devotion or in the path of knowledge or in the path of selfless action, for all of them, one has to have a control over the body, control over the mind, control over the senses. This is a basic rule for every one of us that we have to understand. So he has attained the complete control over the senses and is free from desire. That is the trait, that is the nature, that is the character of a devotee. So we were discussing in this, and we can see even in the life of Swami Vivekananda. He was born in an aristocratic family. He had enough riches. He used to have horse cart and so many things. But once his father died because of heart attack, cardiac arrest, then all the wealth, whatever is there in the house, for some reason, it was dissolved. And one house, which had a very big house, even they had to lose. Swami Vivekananda and his widow mother, his two elder sisters and two younger brothers, all came on the footpath without any place to stay. Then his grandma took them to her house and she gave a place to stay, but she said, you have to take care of your life. And the same Swami Vivekananda, when he was studying, many people had offered job. After you finishing your law studies, you can come and practice the law in our firm. But whereas when his father had passed away, then when he went to knock the doors of the friends, his father's friends, most of them, they said no. Everyone, they said no, and they closed the door. They had a very tough time, and they had an aristocratic family. They had all riches. They had a good food, delicacies, eating in the silver plate. But now, even having a square meal was difficult. At that juncture, Swami Vivekananda, as a Naren, asked Sri Ramakrishna, can you bless at least my old mother, age-old mother, and my sisters and brothers? Let them have square meal. That's all. I'm not expecting anything else, not riches or anything. Sri Ramakrishna asked, why don't you go and pray for Mother Kali? And he goes to pray for Mother Kali for these needs, basic needs to fulfill. But the moment he saw the mother, universal mother, the divine power in the form of Mother Kali, immediately he was overwhelmed, or he was filled with complete devotion. He forgot for what he came. He asked for gnana, that is spiritual knowledge, bhakti for devotion, and vairagya and for renunciation. And Mother, pleased by his prayer, and she said, let your wish be fulfilled. And he went back. Sri Ramakrishna reminds him, and he had forgotten. Second time he tried. Third time he tries. He was not able to ask for basic physical needs. Why? His mind was completely, it was so high, it was not possible for him to ask any basic needs even for others. So this is we can see, na kamayamana nirodha rupatva. His mind had a complete control over his body, mind, senses, and his mind was not craving for any desires. That's the reason he was unable to ask for the physical needs in front of God or devotee. They may face a lot of difficulties, never mind. They may have to face a lot of challenges, never mind, but they won't crave for it. They won't ask for it because they feel that God's love is the supreme wealth, and if we have that, and nothing is equal for it. But now you say, Swamiji, we do come to ashram, we do try to think God, and we do pray for God. We try to lead our life in a possible way, but we have got some desires. We do pray for God that I need something, I want that, I want this favor from you. Then am I not a devotee? Because I've got some desires, I've got some wish, and I've got some wish to pray, then am I not a devotee? I am a follower of the Lord in whatever form it may be. Then the Krishna tells that, yes, a person who is having a wish, and if he is praying for God and is trying to depend on God, even they are also called devotees. They are also considered as my devotees. But all the devotees can be broadly classified into 4 categories. One is Artha. Artha means the man, when he's in trouble, he prays to God to be saved. For an example, I was driving a car and I was going from one town to another town. In the middle, my car started giving trouble, and somehow the car is not getting started, and no one is there, and there are no mobile signals to call the company, people or whatever, and I'm not able to see anyone on the road. What to do now? I'm in deserted in the middle of my path. Then if I pray for God, oh God, please save me, please help me. So God may send someone to help us. So then I'm praying for God to save me from the difficult situation, from the challenging situation. Such type of person is called Artha. Then Jignasu, one who wants to know what is truth, who is God, who am I, and what is this world, and what all the links, relationships between all these things. He wants to know, he tries to know, and he seeks the God's help for grace. He is also a devotee. And the third person, he wants wealth. He wants to build a big house, and it with full of riches, and he would like to have a BMW car, and he should have a good bank balance, so that by his wish he can travel in any part of the globe. You want to be a millionaire or billionaire, or you want to be a celebrity, a famous person. Artharthi is called one who craves for money, means one who craves for wealth. Wealth means it is not only money. All types of wealth can be brought here. So he is also a devotee. He is a devotee. He worships the Lord, but he prays for wealth and so many other things. And there is a fourth category among the devotees, that one who wishes to know who is God in reality, one who wishes to have the vision of God, one who wishes to have the vision of the Lord. He wants that and that alone, nothing else. He is called Gnani or Bhakta, great Bhakta. So the Narada, the celestial sage Narada, is trying to refer to this fourth type of Bhakta, who is a Gnani. He wants God and God alone. He wants the supreme wealth, that is nothing but the devotion towards the God or towards the Lord. And he doesn't seek anything else except God and God alone. That means here the the sage is telling devotion is the means and also it is end. Why? Through the path of devotion, through Bhakti Yoga, we have to reach Lord. We have to have a vision of God. We have to have a realization of God, no doubt. So the Bhakti, and also it is also end. Why? Because once you get a supreme love, that is what Para Bhakti, supreme love towards God. I want God and God alone. I love God and God alone, nothing else. That means I have attained my goal. So devotion is the path and devotion is the end. Devotion is the means and devotion is the goal. Both are. That is what it is a beauty of this path of devotion. And also means devotion is cessation of all worldly desires. Nirodha Rupatvat. And it is completely control over the mind, means what? He doesn't have any desire. Why? Because if you can see demonic people in Indian mythology, we get a lot of examples. They sit and meditate for 100 years, 10 years, 20 years, 100 years, and they practice severe austerities. So because of their strong willpower, because of their control over the body and mind and the senses and the limited period, and they have the vision of Lord, God or goddesses, and whatever their wish or their boon, they try to get from the Lord, no doubt. But afterwards, what happens? They do all unethical actions afterwards. They trouble the people. They trouble the humanity, right? Then are they not devotees? They may be devotees, but it is not real devotion. Why? Because they did all this penance to fulfill their wish, and which is negative in nature. Either it was not useful for them, and it was not useful for them. It was instinctive. That's why complete cessation of desires, worldly desires. That is what Nirodha Rupatvat. That is what devotion means. Again, in the 8th sutra, 8th aphorism also, the sage is continuing that the cessation or absention of what is been explained in the 8th Sutra or aphorism. Nirodha Rupatvat, we have heard. Then what is the form of that Nirodha? The cessation or abstention is told in the 8th Sutra. Nirodhastu lokam loka veda vyapara nyasaha. Nirodha, the control, tu is the means, loka. Here loka means it is not world, means it is public opinion. Opinion from the, what do others think? And Veda, Veda means scriptures, the injunctions of the scriptures, which is called Vedas here. And Vyapara, all activities, all type of activities. Nyasaha means renouncing. Means a devotee, he doesn't bother about public opinion much, and he also renounces all type of selfish actions, actions which are having selfish desires. For an example, I go to church. Why? I pray and I go to church and I pray to Jesus to fulfill my wishes. I want good wife. I want good husband. I want good children. Or my family people should be good. They should be healthy. So such type of desire, I may go. I am helping the people. I'm giving alms. Some poor people are there, beggars are there. I'm helping them by giving a food, clothes, or whatever their needs. Why? Because I feel that by doing this, I will get virtue so that when I die, I may go to heaven. My seat in heaven is confirmed. Again, we have got some desire. We have got some interest. By helping people, and probably I will get a good name. I may be rewarded with a prize. Is a most charitable person in the Ireland or in the Dublin. So I may be rewarded with some prize or with an awardee, with award. So I may be having such type of desires. So all these type of desires will be completely controlled, will be absent in the devotee. So that is the form of Nirodha, control. Control or cessation means discarding public opinion and the injunctions of the Vedas and all activities. That means, so I'm not bothering about the public opinion. Does it mean that can I do anything and everything? So I don't bother about public opinion. So I'm supposed to go in the left side. I will go on right side. I don't follow any traffic rules. I don't care anyone's opinion. So can I be careless in my dealings? Can I be careless in talking with the people, whether I hurt or not, whether someone is getting hurt by my talk, by my actions or not? I don't bother, because Narada has told a devotee should not bother about public opinion. Does it mean that? No. We are so much obsessed with the public opinion and we lose our individuality. We lose what we should do. That's what. So that is the extreme case generally we see. I mean, that is seen in most of our cases. So Narada is telling that a devotee doesn't bother. If he finds something is truthful, he goes on, he keeps on doing, he continues to do, he doesn't bother about public opinion. Say for an example, you are coming to Vedanta society. Some of your friend or relative or neighbors, say for an example or argument's sake, they started mocking at you. Oh, you see, this fellow is going to Vedanta society. My goodness, I don't know what happened to him. Now, since they are doing a joke on me, they're cutting a joke on me. So I felt that probably in the community, I may be mocked, or I may be become a matter of mockery or for a laugh. Then I say, okay, no, then okay, I will not go to EVS, Vedanta Society. Or maybe in a hidden way, I may go to Vedanta Society, or at least for temporarily, I may stop going to Vedanta Society. Why? Because people are mocking at me. People are taunting at me. I know that it is good. They may not be knowing, but because of fear of public opinion, I may not go. I stop going. That should not happen. That's what we mean. It is not that careless life. It is when you are truthful, when you feel something is better, something is truthful, and something is good, better for the humanity, you should not bother about public opinion. You should keep on continuing the good work. And the same thing can be seen in Sri Ramakrishna's life. When Sri Ramakrishna was crying for mother, oh mother, one more day has been passed. I'm not able to see you. I'm not able to have your vision. I couldn't realize you. One more day over. So he was bitterly crying out of the pain or agony that he couldn't see the mother. And sometimes that has been so much, he was overwhelmed, that emotion used to rub his face on the ground and used to profusely bleed. So such actions, when it was witnessed by the people who were living in the temple complex in Calcutta, in the Dakshineshwar, they said that, okay, this fellow has become mad. He has become insane. In the name of mother, in the name of realizing God, he has lost his senses. He has lost his mental balance. So he has become a mad. And so people had branded him as a mad person, madcap. And they were making all fun about him. But Sri Ramakrishna was aware what is he doing, and he never bothered. So that's what we mean. And so the injunctions of the scriptures are also to be renounced. Then should I now in the Vedas or in the Quran or in the Bible or in any our respective religious scriptures, whatever the injunctions are told, should we not practice then? Should we renounce? Because Narada has told. Do it. Does it mean like that? No. Means, what do we mean by that? The actions with selfish interest, the actions with selfish ends, the actions with attaining some result will be renounced by the devotee. He wants God and God alone. He wants to love God, and he does every work to please the God. That's all. And if you see even the Veda, on broad canvas, we have got two parts. One is Karma Kanda, the other is Gnana Kanda. Means the portion which includes all the ritualistic portions, the other portion which includes about the philosophy. So the portion, the initial portion which is included in all the activities, the rituals, it is something to do with the desires. I want progeny, I will do Putra Kamishta Yaga. And I want wealth, okay, you do some particular yaga. I want to attain heaven, you do particular type of ritual. All these things are there. A real devotee doesn't perform these things. Why? He doesn't have any desire except attaining God. Or even if he does all these things, he does only to please the God and nothing else. That's what he means to, the Narada is trying to say. And Nyasa, here the sage is using the word Loka Vyada Vyapara. We understood Nyasaha. Nyasaha is a beautiful word. Sannyasa, renunciation, we say. So Samyak Nyasaha, complete renunciation. So a monk has to renounce the pleasure internally and externally. Whereas the householder, if he renounces externally is enough, internally enough, externally he need not. But whereas a monk, he has to renounce externally and also as well as internally. That's why Samyak Nyasa, complete renunciation. And one more Nyasa, the one more meaning is dedication. One who has dedicated his life to realize God. One who has dedicated his life to serve the humanity. This is seen very clearly in the Christian religion. So the fathers, they take the oath to dedicate their life to serve the humanity. Even same thing we can see in the Ramakrishna mission. The goal, the tagline or the goal of the Ramakrishna mission is Atmano Mokshartam Jagaditayacha. For one's own liberation and for the betterment of the society, we try to work, we try to serve. Means there is nothing selfish. It is only for the betterment of the society. We try to dedicate our lives. So that's what means Nyasa, dedication. The one more meaning of Nyasa is awakening or consecration. What is in the puja paddhati or in the puja, we do Nyasa. Anganyasa, Karanyasa, Vyapakanyasa, like that. What does it mean? It is awakening the divinity, awakening the auspiciousness, consecration. Oh, there was a consecration day, we say. What do we consecrate there? We consecration of the God. The God is there inside. So we try to consecrate. Means we start trying to feel that there is a God inside. That is what we mean, consecration. So all these three meanings can be seen from the word Nyasa. Here Nyasa means it is renunciation or dedication. Samyak Nyasa, completely renounced. So, and same idea, how to understand? We can take the help of Bhagavad Gita. There it is beautifully told. Mai sarvani karmani sanyasadhyatma chetasa nirashir nirmamo bhutva yudhyasva vigatajvara. And this can be the formula for our life also. This can be the tagline also for our life. What? Yudhyasva vigatajvara. Fight with free mind. We have to fight in the life. Means with our own mind, with our own samskaras, tendencies, with our own higher mind and lower mind we have got, with our own tendencies, with our own desires, so many things, isn't it? And sometimes we have to fight with the people also, no doubt. And he's saying that fight with the free mind. Generally, our mind is colored, our mind is obsessed with so many desires, so many perceptions, so many thinking and all. But the Lord is telling that instead of that, fight with the free mind. And how is achieved? How it can be achieved? He's saying, Mai sarvani karmani sanyasya. Sannyasa means you try to perform all actions as an offering, as an oblation to me. To me means to the Lord, to the God. Whatever I do, I perform every action from dawn to dusk, either mundane activity or spiritual practices, all activities as a worship to God, worship to my Lord or chosen deity. Adhyatma chetasa. I'm trying to constantly meditate on me, means trying to remember God, either by repeating his name or by singing his glories, or feeling that God is in me or God is in everywhere. And while I'm washing the dish, say you feel that God is next to me, God is seeing me, my actions, and I'm washing the dish. I'm eating, God is there next to me, and God is watching that, and I'm consuming my food. I'm walking, and you say that God is with me, and both of us, we are walking. So this is what practice of presence of God. So this has to be done. Then nirashiri nirmamaha bhutva. Nirashi. Be free from desires. Desires means worldly desires. Nirmama. And there should not be any selfishness. The sense of I and mineness is the root cause for all of our problems. That's why we suffer. That's why we take again and again birth. So get away from this sense of I-ness and mineness, means sense of selfishness. Then you can fight with the free mind. That's what we are. Sannyasa, it can be understand. So whatever you do walking, you do drink, you sleep, or you talk, whatever you do, everything you try to do as an offer, worship towards the Lord, then everything becomes sacred. So by this, all our secular actions also can be converted into spiritual actions. That is the beauty of this. Now I am preparing a project as a part of my career. Yes, you can do. You may apply and you prepare and you submit for your university, submit for your office or whatever. Yes, you do it all externally, but internally you feel that you are doing to please the God. You are doing all these things to please the Lord, to please your chosen deity, or to please the Lord, or to please the divine or Almighty. Then your secular action will be converted into spiritual practice. Generally, when we say spiritual practice, we feel that when we sit for japam, when we sit for meditation, when we sit for prayers, when we go to church or when we go to mosque, when we go to ashrama and we do some prayers, that is what spiritual practice we feel. Or when we do some holy scriptural study, we feel that they are spiritual practices. Yes, initially it is so, but it should be that from dawn to dusk, every action should be, it can be converted into, or it can be translated into spiritual actions. How? When you start doing your every action as a worship towards the Lord, worshipping the God, worshipping the Almighty, then all your actions will be the spiritual actions. Same thing is told also in the Bhagavad Gita in the 18th chapter. Chetasa sarva karmani mai sanyasya matparaha buddhi yoga mupashitya machitta satatam bhava. Same idea has been told. Dedicate your every action to me and making me as your supreme goal, taking shelter at the yoga of the intellect, keep your mind always and absorbed in me, then every action becomes, every secular action can become spiritual action, and that will uplift your body and mind. And again, one more is there, I will tell and I will go. Yadyat karma karomi tadadakilam shambho tavaradhanam. Oh Lord, whatever I do, everything, let it be your worship. So that is the ideal of this shloka, sutra or aphorism. This is a grand idea. I may be a cobbler, I may be a goldsmith, I may be a blacksmith, I may be an engineer, I may be a doctor, I may be a business entrepreneur, or I may be a political leader. So I may be doing any work based on my profession, not based on a necessity. All these things can be done as a sadhana. All these secular actions can be converted into yoga. All these secular actions can be translated into spiritual actions. That is the beauty of this path of devotion. And we'll try to go for the next sutra, ninth aphorism. Tasmin ananyata tad virodishu udasinata cha. Tasmin, in that devotion, or in the 8th sutra, whatever we see that has been referred to here, ananyata means one-pointedness, unification. Ananyata means one-pointedness or unification or suggestion of everything else. Either of you can take it. Tad virodishu, in things opposed to it, udasinata, and indifference. Means in the devotion, there is a cessation of everything other than devotion and indifference to things opposed to it. Probably I will give some examples. You will try to understand. Why should we work? We have got some other desires, some other expectations. I work, I do some project, I do help someone because I want money. I want public recognition. I want name and fame. I want power or position. I want some good, kind words from someone. That's the reason I work. So this is called anyata. Means I expect something in return. That's why I perform action. Someone wants to come to ashram. Why? It is not that because they are interested in spirituality. They feel that if you go to ashram, we get peace of mind. Our mind is calm because in the hustle bustle of life, we don't have a peace of mind. We get a peace of mind, we go. Okay, it is a good expectation. We should have it, no doubt, I mean to say. But we have got some other expectations. That is what anyata. Here, ananyata means he doesn't have any expectation. He doesn't have any desire other than attaining God or loving God. That's all we mean ananyata. So generally, we expect something, but here, the devotee, the real devotee, doesn't expect anything in return. This is called ananyata. The devotion is of the nature of one-pointedness. I want God and God alone. I want to love God, that's it, nothing else. We can see in the life of Sri Ramakrishna. Sri Ramakrishna used to pray to Mother Kali, "Oh Mother, take away your riches, take away your name and fame, take away the power and position, take away all the things existing. I don't want anything else other than you and you alone." This is what ananyata. So we can see in all the great people's life, Saint Francis of Assisi, we can see, he was full of dedication. He's full of complete love towards the Jesus. And he was the son of a rich merchant, cloth merchant. He started giving all the clothes. Then his father became angry. He annoyed and he started scolding him. Then he came out because he was getting away from his business and from his family. His father had annoyed, and the father took him to the church. And he said, "See, I have so much spent my time and energy to prepare him so that he can help me in my business. And today now he doesn't want anything. How can that be?" Then the bishop asked, "What do you say this?" Then he says that, "I don't think I have got, okay, yes, worked on all these things, fine, but I want to take the life of mendicant, take the life of spirituality." Then his father gets annoyed and he says, "The clothes which you are wearing, even that also is mine, don't forget," he says. Immediately he says, "Okay, this cloth is yours." He removes in front of everyone. There are hundreds of people. He removes the clothes and he says, "Okay, Father, please take away, and you have nothing now, yours, and I am completely the Son of God. Let me go to take the path of God, the path by which I will be able to attain the God." See, there is ananyata. I want God and God alone. I don't want your riches, Father. I don't want your power. I don't want clothes, anything. I want God and God alone. So, tasmin ananyata. I want God and God alone. Tad virodishu udasinata. Whatever is opposing to attain this state, to attain the devotion, to attain the supreme love towards God, then he is indifferent for all that. By performing a particular action, I may lose devotion, or I may be away from the devotion if it is though, then such things he doesn't want, he is indifferent to such things. So whatever is contrary are opposed, are hindrance, are obstacles to devotion, to attain devotion, to love God, then he will be indifferent to all these things. Means all worldly actions he will shun off. Means actions with the selfish results or selfish desires. That's what we mean. And we can see in the great, like, say, for example, even in the Gopal Irma, we see in the life of Sri Ramakrishna. She was a poor lady, poor widow lady, and she didn't have anything. In the back of a temple, a small room was given to her, and in that she was living the very barest, simplest life, but she was with full of peace. And where she had such a devotion, even the Krishna in the form of a child, Krishna used to sit with her, used to play with her, used to have a bath from her hands, and whatever in our meager income, and whatever he used to give with a few sweets or whatever puffed rice, he used to enjoy. Why? Because of Ananyata, because of the devotion. She had so much devotion, so much love to her chosen deity, that is Lord Krishna. She never bothered about anyone. She never bothered for any worldly position, name, fame, power, position. She worshipped, she prayed, she took care of the Lord Krishna in the form of baby Krishna or child Krishna. And whatever is an hindrance for that, she is to shun away, she is to get away from that. She never thought that. So like that, there are so many examples we can give in the great devotee's life. Means all the instincts, whatever we say, in generally we got instincts, we have got cravings, we have got desires. That means all these things initially we are having, we should accept, no doubt, and that should be directed towards the God. All the instincts should be directed towards God. If I love God. If I desire anything, I desire God and God alone. So all the instincts, all our worldly desires should be slowly turned towards God, and should be divinization or spiritualization. That's what we say. So when all our instincts are completely destroyed, and they're unified, and they're directed, all our energy, our mind, all our interest is completely directed towards God and God alone. That is what here in this aphorism it has been told. And also in other sense, we can say the hidden meaning in this, such devotee will have a ripened ego. We have got unripened ego. I have got minus and minus, and I want that to do, this should be that should be this. All these things will be saying, but in devotee, nothing. It is all God's will or God's wish. Probably a beautiful story is there in the which has been narrated by Sri Ramakrishna in his immortal gospel. Whoever has read Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, they'll be able to remember this story. The story goes like this. A person who was I think by a farmer, he was by profession. He had finished his work, and evening he had a meal. Earlier meal we used to have in India, earlier days by 6 or 7. Before sunset, they used to finish their meal, and they had his dinner or supper. And just he came out of his house, and he was sitting. And 2 or 3 people, they were rushing, they were running, having something in the box. So they were actually thieves. And they had stolen that from the palace. But it happened so much that they are very near, and having that heavy ones, they cannot go now, they cannot move. So that's the reason they kept that, they left the the box in front of this fellow, and they ran away. And the soldiers were chasing the thieves. Now they came and they saw the box was in front of this farmer, poor farmer. They felt that they know that now red-handedly has been caught. Now he is the thief. Anyone will think like that. Then they said, so you are a thief, you are caught, come, you will be present, and tomorrow you will be presented in front of the king, and king will decide what to do. He said, my dear soldiers, I am nothing aware of it, and I never stolen anything, and I didn't steal. Please excuse me. I didn't do this. The soldier said, yes, every thief tell this story. We are aware of it. Never mind. Please come and let the king decide whether you are thief or not. Then, okay, he was taken as a king or as a judge. But the whole village came to know that. The village They knew that he was a very pious man and is a very good-natured man. He doesn't do that. Then when the next day when he was produced in the court or in the king's court, then the entire village was there. They were all shouting, "Oh, please hear the Lord. He is not the thief. He cannot be the thief. There is some mistake here. There is some mistake here. Definitely, he cannot be that. He's a pious man. Please believe in our words." But again, they have to hear the arguments. And the soldier said, "Yes, he's a thief, my lord, because he was caught with the proof." With the proof means what? All the maybe gold or money or whatever from the treasury the thieves had stolen. Then he asked the thief that, "Was he carrying? Do you saw?" He says, "No, just we saw it was near to him." Then the judge or the king start asking him, "What do you feel? Did you steal?" Then this farmer started explaining, because his chosen deity was Rama. By the grace of Rama, I had finished my work. By the grace of Rama, or will of Rama, I was sitting in front of my house. And by the grace of Rama, some thieves were stolen. They had stolen and they were running because they saw that the soldiers were very near and they will be caught. They left this in front of me and they ran away. And by the grace of Rama, your soldiers came and they caught me and they have accused me. And by the grace of Rama, I was put under bar. So when he was discussing, the judge or the king was discussing with him, he understood that there is some mistake. Definitely cannot be the thief. And he declared a judgment that you will be left free. And he asked, "What do you feel now?" He said, "By the grace of Rama, I have been released." See, when he was caught and he was put under bars, then also he was saying that it was because of grace of the Lord or because of the will of the Lord. When he was released also, he said that it is by grace of the Lord and will of the Lord. This is fine. But for whatever the reason, if the judge or the king would have been put, okay, no, you are wrong, you are lying, you are the liar, you are the thief, the soldiers are saying, I believe his words, their words than yours, and you are put under bars, you will be sentenced to death. If that judgment is given, even you would have been accepted, willfully, yes, let it be, because that may be the will of the Lord or will of the God. If that is happened, then we start cursing, "Oh, I think God doesn't exist. If God exists, how he can do? Because I never did any wrong. And I'm telling again and again, God didn't save me." And we start complaining, we start speaking ill of the God, will of the Lord. But at any juncture, he started accepting everything is the will of the Lord. So that is the nature of the devotee. Whatever it may happen, he accepts everything as prasada buddhi. That is prasad as an offering or just as a grace of the Lord. Good or bad or right or wrong or happiness, unhappiness, everything as the God's gift he will accept, and he doesn't have any remorse, he doesn't have any reactions, he doesn't have any complaints at all. That is the nature of a devotee who is established in the path of devotion. Now, the next sutra or aphorism is Anyashrayanam Tyago Ananyata. Again, Ananyata. Anya Ashrayanam Tyagaha Ananyata. So Ananyata, unification, one-pointedness we have seen. What is that Ananyata? Anya Ashrayanam, other shelter. Tyagaha Anyaha Ashraya, discarding other support, other shelter, other goals. He has got only one goal, attaining the Lord. He doesn't take shelter, means he doesn't lean on anything. He doesn't support on anything. There's a beautiful story. I think I will tell you, you'll be able to understand. In India, at least, there is a faith that at your death, during your death, if you can remember the God, if you can remember the Lord, then you will go to heaven, or you will not have the future birth, next birth. So that is the faith, belief is there. So once a lady, she used to take care of nicely the house. She had three sons, and they were all married, and they had children. Their life was settled. All the three were doing jointly business. It was a big business, and it was going in a full-fledged manner with a good profit. And she used to take care of the house inside, and externally the business and all the children used to take care, and with the daughter-in-law's help, she used to manage the household affairs. She used to lead the whole family. And slowly, she started becoming old, and slowly, she got bedridden. But anyhow, the daughter-in-laws and the three sons and grandchildren, everyone were looking after her well, and she was taken care well. And slowly, her health was deteriorating. And once it so happened, her health was so much deteriorated, family members felt that probably the death is near. At any moment, probably she may leave her body. Then the daughter-in-laws, they sent a word to their husbands that your mother may pass away at any time, please come. So because they heard that their mother may pass away, they closed the shop. And they came running to the house. And now three sons, three daughter-in-laws, grandchildren, everyone is surrounded her, and everyone is seeing with all compassion. But she worked hard so much. She has worked hard to take care of us all this, but she may leave her mortal coil, and they're all feeling bad about it also. But anyhow, because of her old age, she had suffered enough. Leaving her mortal coil or dying is a better option, probably they might have thought. At that point of time, she's trying to tell something. Because of the weakness, because she was weak, her speech was also become very feeble, so they were not able to understand what she's. One of the daughter-in-law, she was able to understand little. She gave her ear to the granddaughter's mouth, and she was trying to understand. Probably they all felt that, okay, she wants to tell her last wish, probably. Let us try to hear, and let us try to fulfill her wish. And one of the daughter-in-law, she gave her ear near the granddaughter's mouth, and she tried to hear. Her last sentence was, you three sons, all of you have come here, close the shop. Who is taking care of the shop? Who is taking care of the business? The daughter-in-law, one of the daughter-in-law heard that, and she said, see, your mother is telling, all you three guys have come here. That means shop is closed and you may lose business, isn't it? Why did you do such a foolish thing? Your mother is asking. Everyone were annoyed. At any point of time, you are going to die. And at this juncture, you are thinking about shop and closing business and losing business. My goodness. And that was the last sentence uttered by her. In no time, she left her mortal coil. So like that, every one of us, we are possessed of something. For someone, beauty. For someone of us, wealth. For someone of us, name or fame, power, position, or some good name. I want to be good. I want to be called good. I want to be called strength. Oh, he's a man of caliber. And I want to achieve so that people should remember me. After my death, a big tomb should be written, big tomb should be built, and a big stone should be put, and probably a good poem with a good writing should be there, composed on me. Even after so many years, people should remember about my achievements. Such cravings, such fancy ideas we do have got, isn't it? That's what he is saying. Discarding all this type. So someone has got desire for name, any type of these things. So we depend on this, and we keep our body and mind, we keep struggling to achieve these things. So whereas Anyashrayanam Tyagaha, the devotee, the real devotee, the devotee who was established in the path of devotion, he discards all other desires, all other cravings, all other dependencies, and he has got one-pointedness. He has got one-pointedness towards God, towards loving God, and he completely depends on God and God alone. Whatever it may come, the God will, he depends on the God. For good and bad, right and wrong, whatever it comes, he accepts as his grace and his gift, and he completely depends on God. That's what we mean. Ananyata, one-pointedness. Anyashrayanam tyagaha, he discarding resorting to everything else other than God or other than devotion is one-pointedness. Now we can understand how difficult to to attain this. We can see in the life of Draupadi, when her sari was pulled, initially she started she tried to protect herself. When it was not possible, she understood that now God alone can save me. She started praying to Lord, and Lord came in rescuing her, or in helping her, or in saving her. So that complete dependence on God is what on one-pointedness, not depending on anything else, only completely depending on God and God alone. Then probably now I think when a joke comes, I will tell and I'll finish. Once it so happened, there was a flood in the town. The whole village was flooded with water, so much so all groundwater was filling with the water, and the first floor of the houses were also filling with the water. So much, there were heavy torrents of rain. Then a family, people, they were great devotees, they were sitting even on the terrace. So slowly, the rain was not stopped. The water was getting accumulating. Slowly, even they were sitting on the terrace after the first floor, they were sitting on the terrace. Even the water was coming. Then the boats had come as a safe boaters. We say that. So with the boats, some people had come. If anyone is there, please give a signal or shout or give some bell or ringing or something. You make a sound. We will try to take you. And this family, couple and a daughter, the three were sitting, and the owner said that, the husband said that, no, we are all great devotees. We believe in God. God will come to our rescue. Never mind. You keep mouth shut. You don't scream or you don't shout that I am here. So the people who were calling and many other people came, they took in that boat and they went away, and these people were not saved. And slowly, the water was increasing and it was coming near neck. And again, helicopter was coming. Helicopter was slowly they were coming down, and if anyone is there, they were trying to see. And the child said, "Oh, Daddy, please, at least now we will shake. We will shake our hands, or we will give a signal so that they will try to lift us. They will do airlift." They said, "No, my dear, God will come and save us. We should not go in the helicopter." He said, "Fine." And again, the rain had continued, and the water level so much increased, they had to be drowned, and they died. Now they went to heaven. And he was very furious. The fellow said, "Oh Lord, now onwards I will never believe in you." Why, my son? What happened to you? Why are you so much angry on me? My Lord, I was praying for you to rescue me. You never rescued. See, I left, I had to leave the earth, and I have come to heaven here. You cheated me. You never came to my rescue. My son, I sent boat for you, but you never accepted. I sent helicopter, you never accepted. And now you are accusing me that I didn't come. I came in that way itself, isn't it? So we have got some buddhi also. So in mundane activities, for small things, definitely we can take care of ourselves. We not to do that. So such type of foolish things also we do. That's why I gave a word of caution through this story. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Tat Sat. Shri Rama Krishna Arpanamastu.